Let's talk about We Were Liars and Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. We Were Liars is about a rich family, the Sinclairs, who own a private island that they vacation to every summer. It focuses on our main character, Caddy, who is 17. We know that 2 summers ago an awful accident happened on the island, but Caddy is still recovering from her part in this accident and she is dependent on drugs, and she's blocked it all from memory. This book is about unraveling what actually happened that summer. Something I liked about this book was that the adults were kind of having their own drama that really affected the kids in a way that they didn't even realize. So I was thrilled to find out that in 2022, E. Lockhart was putting out a prequel, Family of Liars, that takes us back to when these parents were teenagers and their own summer of drama and lies on the island. It starts with the youngest sister, Rosemary, drowning, and how the grief manifests in the remaining 3 sisters, especially because this proper and polished family doesn't speak of her death and tries to keep a happy image. There's a lot more to this story, but I think if you're going to read it, it's best to go in knowing as little as possible. I reviewed the first book a few years ago on my main channel before I had this channel. For me, this book is actually better than the first one, and I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. When I first reviewed We Were Liars, I said that it had less of a relatable teen voice and more of the feel of an adult going back and telling the story of when they were that age. And that could be why this prequel works so well, because that's kind of what it is. This one is also less confusing because having read the first one, you know the family a little bit better, so you're less confused about who's related to who, the distractions of keeping track of all that. You kind of know better who's whose cousin and who's in whose immediate family and all of that. This book focuses on Carrie, who's also going through drug abuse, and has a foggy and unreliable narration. And I actually like this repeating trope because it makes you think a lot about how this is eventually going to happen to one of their kids and the irony of that. I won't give away anything, but the arc involving the love interest is really interesting in this book. I really like the fairy tales that were inserted. Sometimes Carrie will tell us fairy tales that she was told when she was a kid, and she'll tell us how she feels that she fits into these fairy tales. Personally, I loved that aspect of it. Also, the title. So, my one criticism of the first book was that it didn't feel like the right title for it. The term liars actually fits into this one, and I love that. So let's talk about the hate. For some reason, these books have a lot of 1-star and negative reviews. Now, to be honest, if I had read this as a teen, I may not have loved it as much as I love it now. There's a lot going on, a lot of characters, and when people feel like they don't fully get a story, that confusion can quickly become hatred. I can't tell you how many times I've watched a movie and felt that confusion, hatred feeling because it didn't fully resonate. I notice a lot of the negative reviews mock the poetry style that is present in these books. Sometimes this book just kind of ditches traditional sentence structure and becomes poetry. Now, if that's not your thing, I could kind of understand you finding that cheesy. For me, it doesn't make or break the book. Personally, I enjoy it, but it's just the cherry on top. In the description of the prequel, it says, "The addictive prequel to the TikTok phenomenon We Were Liars." Now, I didn't know that this went viral on TikTok. TikTok never shows me book stuff for whatever reason, so I don't know what goes down on Book Talk, but if this really did go viral, I can see there being a lot of hate. Anything that gets super popular has contrarians who come in and say, "Why is this so popular? I don't get it. I'm gonna hate on it." You know? I don't mean to say that if you didn't love this book, you aren't valid, and that everyone has to like exactly what I like, but it's weird. With these books, it seems like people love to hate them. Here's a review on Goodreads from the prequel. It says, "Did I not like the first book? Yeah. Am I gonna read this? Yeah. Update, I read it. I think I just like this more than the original." So, like, what are you doing here? If you didn't like the first book, why on earth would you read the second one? I think your time would be better spent reading and reviewing something that you like or that you might like. That's just one example, and I'm not going to read a bunch of these, but there's a lot like this. All in all, I hope that E. Lockhart made a ton of money off of these haters. I hope she's doing well. These are some of my favorite YA books ever, especially the prequel Family of Liars is definitely one of my top ones. If you guys want to see a video of all of my top YA books, I can make that. But that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what suggestions you may have, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.